Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Boxing News and Rumors. This is one article I'd like to go over that occurred actually before the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach match. Sorry, I almost said Frank Roach. Thinking of a trainer. Lamont Roach had a fight last night with Gervonta Davis. But before that fight ever occurred, there was actually an article that came out that Gervonta Davis, this is episode number 3, by the way, for Boxing News and Rumors, that Gervonta Davis wants to try to talk Floyd Mayweather out of retirement. Believe it or not, folks, that's actually a written article that Gervonta Davis would like to face Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match after he was to have this fight. I think that's an absolute joke that he even thought of Floyd Mayweather to face in a one-on-one fight, in an actual boxing match, because he wants revenge on something that he has a vendetta against Floyd Mayweather because he thinks he was set up in a lose situation or something like that. This guy is an absolute imbecile. Let me just first start off with this. Lamont Roach gave Gervonta Davis the fight of his life. The fight was very close. You could have scored it any which way you wanted to. And I kept saying, I know a guy named 3D Boxing. He's really good at what he does. He gives people really good betting advice and everything. He knows the ins and outs of boxing and so forth. But I told this guy, his name's Gary. If you want to go check out his channel, by all means, I'll put a link down below for you guys to check out his channel. He gives out great betting advice and everything else. I use him a lot for my bets, since you got to parlay this shit because you can't bet them straight, because betting them straight's like ridiculous. But you parlay these, get like 2 or 3 legs, get them down to like minus 300, minus 200, minus 100, and those kinds of ranges. You make decent money off of that and walk away with some decent money every single week. So I was telling Gary from 3D Boxing that Lamont Roach has probably got a chance. He looked at me like I was crazy. Everyone else in the live chat thought I was crazy, think I was out of my mind. And folks, Lamont Roach is for real. This guy gave Gervonta Davis a run for his money. And I don't know if it's ring rust possibly, but he was there in June of last year facing Frank Martin. I watched that pay-per-view live. And I will admit to you guys, Gervonta Davis was not moving his head. He did not have good footwork. He was flat-footed. He was absolute trash compared to his previous performances. I don't think that Gervonta Davis can beat Lamont Roach. I think if Lamont Roach goes in a rematch, he could possibly put Gervonta Davis away with the judges' scorecards. I don't think he can knock Gervonta Davis out, because Gervonta Davis is too much of a tough guy to do that to. But I think Lamont Roach, with the knowledge he has now from this fight in a rematch, he will actually win this fight this time. This was a majority draw, and I honestly think by the last 2 rounds, Lamont Roach won. I honestly believe that. And not to mention, Gervonta Davis took a knee. Because his eyes were bothering him from hair grease dripping into his eyes and burning his eyes, and he couldn't see. And the referee did not call that a knockdown. Are you fucking kidding me? It was the most bizarre thing I ever saw in a boxing match in my life. I don't know how to feel about that. I think that was a travesty. I think Lamont Roach should have won based on that alone. But it was a close fight. Exclude the knockdown that should have been called. It was a close fight. It was not Lamont Roach one-sided beat down and then the judges give it to the other guy. It was nothing like that. This was a legitimate right call by all judges. It could have been called any which way you wanted to look at it. And at the end of the day, Lamont Roach, even though he didn't win, he provided a lot of eye-opening to a lot of people. I honestly think that. I think Lamont Roach proved something to everybody. This guy is for real. And Gervonta Davis, he's going to have to really figure out where he went wrong with this fight. Because in all honesty, he was a minus 1,600 favorite. There was no rhyme or reason for him to lose this fight. With the level that he's at in his career and how much he claims he's a great fighter, no one can beat him, he could beat Mayweather in his prime type of mentality shit that he's been talking about for the last couple of weeks or a couple of months. I'm going to say that Gervonta Davis is not at that level of Floyd Mayweather, because if he was, he'd have been able to knock this little fucking asshole out. And he didn't. He couldn't even... He could not put him down. But Lamont Roach couldn't put Gervonta Davis down, so they're both equally tough guys. But at the end of the day, Gervonta Davis has no rhyme or reason to be sitting there talking about how he could be able to kick Floyd Mayweather's ass. Maybe now, possibly, but if I was Floyd Mayweather, I'd tell him to stick it. I wouldn't fucking face him at all. I wouldn't even waste my time getting in the ring and possibly ruining my reputation as an undefeated fighter. No way in hell. I wouldn't give him that satisfaction. Are you serious? The age difference between these two guys is outrageous. Floyd Mayweather's 48 years old. This guy, I think, is like, what? I think possibly, I believe Gervonta Davis is like 30 or 32 years old, somewhere in that range. Give me 1 second to find that out. He's 30 years old. He was born November 7th, 1994. I mean, like, literally, Gervonta Davis should have lost. And so forth. And not to mention, the age difference between the two is outrageous. If I was Floyd, 18-year difference, no. I wouldn't put myself in that kind of situation. Put myself behind an 8-ball, ruin my reputation, just for what? To face a little pipsqueak named Gervonta Davis at 30 years old? In the prime of his career? Get the fuck out of here. Wouldn't even fucking blow my nose with his bullshit. I'd be a promoter and that's where I'd keep it. I wouldn't go any further than that. Fuck that shit. But that's just me, guys. That's the way I feel about Gervonta Davis. I'm really disgusted with his performance. I did bet on him, unfortunately. I should have went somewhere else. I had a 2-leg parlay that I put in. Kurt Walker won from the UK event, but unfortunately, Gervonta Davis did not win the fight. I bet him on a three-way bet where if it was a draw, I could have lost. I didn't see that fight at all being a draw, and in all honesty, I think that is a load of crap. But it is what it is, guys. So anyway, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.